inchworm to groiners. This is a really great warm-up, a really great way to get full body wake up, full body activation. So we're gonna start off nice and tall, doing our regular inchworm, breaking from the hips, push the tailbone back. Try to keep your legs long here to get some length out of those hamstrings, and then walk yourself out into your plank position. Holding that plank, squeeze your butt cheeks. You're gonna bring one foot forward. So I like to bring it on the outside of my hand, and then you can stay here. You can either stay with your hands planted and rock it out. That might feel really good. I find this to be one of the nicest ways to do this without feeling like you're overstretching. And then if that's not really where you're at, or you need to help yourself out a little bit, drop your back knee. There's no shame in dropping the back knee to get a little bit more depth out of your hips, especially if that's a lot of weight in your hands or on your pressure, a lot of pressure to your low back. And then same thing, you can rock front to back here, or you can rock your hips side to side. I find when I do the hip side to side, I get a little bit more stretch on the outside of the hamstring and outside of the glute. And then you can do so, you can do this multiple times. You'll see it in your reps or in your sets how many times you're gonna do this, but play with it a little bit. So then once you're ready, you're gonna step back and then walk yourself back up. But a different variation you can add in is you can drop the back knee and then you can open up the hip. Push the hip wide so that that knee falls wide, and you're gonna feel that stretch all the way up through the groin, into the hip flexor, right into the center of that hip flexor from quad into your obliques, okay? That's the goal that we wanna feel there. And you can allow for yourself to just pulse it out, come back in, do whatever feels good. In all honesty, just play with it a little bit and focus on opening up that back hip as well. When you're ready, you're going to step back to your plank, walk yourself back up, and then once you get here, you can bend your knees and roll yourself up to standing. Make sure you squeeze through the butt cheeks, because now you're reactivating that standing plank position, right? So that would be one rep on one side. What I recommend is alternate your sides out. Now you're gonna inchworm your way back down, second side, do the same thing you did on the first side, and repeat the cycle. Staying in your groiner for 15 to 30 seconds at least, so you get some actual release out of the hip. If you're only there for 5 seconds, it might help a little bit, but it's gonna be very minor in comparison to if you can sit there a little bit longer. It's gonna help your pelvis and your hips, where a lot of us store a lot of tension for emotions, for stress, for anything and everything, literally, for sitting most of our days. We're gonna hold a lot of tension there. So you're gonna sit a little bit longer to actually let that release. Is it gonna be uncomfortable? Yes, but it's gonna help you in the long term, and I promise you, your workout is gonna feel more effective. You're gonna feel more limber when you get into your workout because of it. So sit in your discomfort and find that little bit extra movement, a little bit of extra length out of your hips, your groin, your glutes, and your hamstrings here, and then we'll continue on.